Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime No Mi. Today, following the One Piece videos, we will talk about Haki. Haki is the current most used technique in combat in the world of One Piece. It works both for defense and for attack, being possible to use these powers in different ways to get an advantage over your opponent. So far we see that this ability can be used in 3 ways, actually 3 types of Haki. But what if in fact this power can be used in many different ways that have not yet been explained? And we've seen these uses since the moment the Haki was displayed. In today's video we will talk about Haki, how this power works, and we will also talk about the possible elemental Haki that most characters may be using for a long time, but its concept has not yet been confirmed. And I already count on your help to leave your like in the video to support the channel. I also hope you subscribe if you're still new here, and leave your comments saying your opinions and what the next videos you want to see here on the channel. Now let's go to the video. Guys, Haki was introduced during the time skip, but it has already been used by powerful characters before we even know the concept of this power, but we are seeing several new revelations and ways of using the techniques. This brings back the possibility of the existence of elemental Haki, a way for people who don't have devil fruit powers to attack using elements of nature. All this through the power of Haki, which is a power that uses a person's vitality and spirit to overcome all limits. And we see some characters becoming able to control elements in unknown ways, and that perhaps even explains the power of the Lunarians. After all, the powers of Haki have been explained little by little. This has been going on since the beginning of the series, as in the scene where a Sea King eats Shanks' arm when he tries to save Luffy from drowning. Shanks looks towards the Sea King with a menacing look that makes the Sea King recoil. Initially we didn't know what made that gigantic sea monster retreat, but after the author introduced the concepts of Haki in the manga, we found out that Shanks used his conqueror's Haki to make the sea monster flee. We even saw in the scene where Shanks goes to Edward Newgate's ship to give a warning related to Ace and Teach. The moment he boards the king of the pirate ship, Shanks begins to emit a great aura of pressure around him. This caused most of the pirates allied with Edward Newgate to faint. Only pirates who possessed a strong will managed to remain standing at that moment, and the closer Shanks got to Newgate, the pressure of power mounts even higher. Before Haki was introduced in the story, everyone thought that powerful characters could emit a pressure capable of making all weak characters around them fall. This actually happens, but not through random pressure, but through a power that can be controlled. In the time skip, we were introduced to the concept of Haki, where the user used their vital energy to be able to use the power of Haki in 3 different ways. These 3 ways to use this power are the most effective ways to fight devil fruit users, even if they don't have the power of a fruit. With Haki techniques, ordinary users without any powers or devil fruit would be able to defeat enemies that had devil fruit, because without Haki it would be practically impossible to defeat a Logia user, for example, because the users of these fruits are able to make their body intangible, allowing everything that tries to hit the user's body to not cause any damage to it. But with the use of Haki, this intangibility becomes useless, because the Haki somehow not yet explained allows users to be able to attack devil fruit users, in addition to allowing the user to be able to sense something that people who don't have it wouldn't be able to, as projectiles coming towards you or even your opponent's actions, as if seeing the future. In rare cases, the Haki allows the user to be able to issue their will on a living being capable of giving orders or making them sleep. Initially, we were introduced to Busashoko Haki, which allows the user to cover a certain part of their body with Haki, making that part fortified with an invisible armor that represents Haki. With Haki activated to a certain part that the user has projected their Haki, that part of the body gains greater resistance. Furthermore, regardless of the fruit the enemy has, if he takes a hit that is fortified with Busashoko Haki, he will take all the damage from the impact. Busashoko Haki itself does not nullify the devil fruit's power. Even if a fruit user is using or being held by someone who is using that Haki, the fruit's powers will still remain normal. The person will only take the brunt of the blows with Haki. The observation Haki was also presented in the manga, which allows the user to see far beyond what the eyes can see, allowing them to feel all the people around them, or even distant characters. Observation Haki also allows the user's perception to increase, being able to easily dodge blows or projectiles. Apparently it doesn't need to activate because it is activated all the time. It also cannot be turned off by any opponent. Users just need to be faster or have observation Haki with an even greater range than their enemy to overcome them, making their blows easily hit him without him being able to dodge. So far we haven't seen any advanced observation Haki, but it is said that this technique allows the user to see practically everything, becoming someone even omnipresent. We see that Enel had observation Haki with a very high power. However, he used this power in conjunction with the power of his devil fruit that gave him control over all electricity. This allowed him to amplify his Haki so he could hear everything on the island of Skypiea. And finally, the Conqueror's Haki was introduced, being the rarest Haki in existence. Only people who are destined to become a king have it. With the Conqueror's Haki, the user is able to exert their will over any living being. This causes the opponent to faint, being able to hit hit a large area, hitting all chosen characters in range. The more proficient in this Haki the user is, the greater the area the Haki will reach, even managing to make several weaker opponents faint. However, this is not the only ability that this technique provides, as it also allows the advanced user of Busashoku and Hoshiko Haki to deliver a blow to their opponent without even touching them. But it is obvious that you need to make the attack close to the body for it to work. In addition, we also learned about the concepts of internal destruction, an advanced attack that directly affects the interior of the opponent's body, ignoring his defense. So regardless of whether the user was very resistant or not, this blow, if not defended, will cause serious damage to the opponent. This technique can be used in punch and even applied to items. With an advanced collision of Haki, the user's techniques don't even touch, creating a large wave by the shock of Haki. Now that we understand about the concept of Haki, let's talk about elemental Haki. As we saw, Haki itself is very powerful, but have you ever wondered where the elemental techniques that many users can do come from? We know techniques like Luffy's Red Hawk that allows him to create flames from his hands, or even the Diable Jam that allows Sanji to use fire kicks. Many will say that they can do these techniques because they can heat up certain parts of their body, but this is only possible thanks to Haki. But what if the truth is different? We see that both can use their techniques even underwater, but as we know, there are no air bubbles for them to be able to project fire in the water. What if that fire actually comes from Haki itself, causing it to mold common elements, thus allowing experienced users to use elements they have an affinity for, and thus manipulate them in combat? Zoro has also demonstrated that he can possess elemental Haki. More specifically, he can use wind element Haki, managing to hit his enemies with large waves of cutting wind. He does this without even needing to hit them with his sword. He has shown himself to be able to do this several times. Or even Luffy, that when he collides with someone while using Haki, we see huge waves of electricity come out of his fists. As we know, Haki is the life force, so it wouldn't make sense for him to expel electricity. So the only way to explain these techniques, that being able to use elements either on their fists or on their swords, can be elemental Haki. Several characters have shown to have this elemental Haki, but its concept has not yet been confirmed. Although many people can compare the effects of elemental Haki with a devil fruit, their powers are not equal. Let's use Sanji and Ace as examples. Ace could create flames at high temperatures without even being able to injure his body with burns, as his body was practically formed by the flames he used. Sanji couldn't create high temperature flames with his foot. We know that initially, before the new concepts that were introduced thanks to the cook's body modifications, he injured himself when using flames, causing his leg to burn as well. Even though Sanji awakened his modified genetics, he still couldn't reach flames like the ones the Mera Mera Nomi offers to the user, as they could still burn his body. So a devil fruit with similar powers to elemental Haki will always be much more powerful, as they don't have a limiter like the element that elemental Haki provides, as the bodies of Haki users would not be prepared to withstand a certain element in abundance. So it is quite apparent that a devil fruit would be more effective, although elemental Haki still provides the user with varieties of attacks, a variety capable of even using two elements, as we see with Luffy, where he can use fire with Red Hawk and lightning during punch collisions. So who knows, in the future this new Haki technique will be further in the manga. But now I would like to know about his opinion. Can control of nature elements with Haki really exist in the One Piece universe? What other elemental Haki techniques do you remember? Leave your opinion in the comments. Thanks to all of you for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content and information in today's video. We hope that we will always continue together talking about the news of the anime and the manga. So comment your doubts, news, or what you think will happen in the anime in the future. Also comment on the new videos you want to see here on the channel. We'll see you again in the next video. I'll wait for you here. Bye.